Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy A16 and compare it against the Samsung Galaxy A55 and see which particular phone is the better one for you. Now, in my personal opinion, as you probably would have imagined, there are some reasons why the A16 might be better than the A55 and vice versa. So we'll take a look at that throughout this whole entire video. But if you want to pick up either one of these devices, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular devices, the Samsung Galaxy A55 on the front side is giving you a 6.6-inch Super AMOLED display. And with a panel like this, like I've said before, I think this type of screen still looks fairly good for the most part. This is a very, very decent type of display. It's not the most expensive phone of all time, so you're going to have to kind of remember that, but I would say that is an advantage kind of for this type of device. Now, it is a fairly large display. It's 120 Hz, 1000 nits of brightness, but still a decent display for the most part. With something like the Samsung Galaxy A16, this is a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display. So it's low refresh rate, 90 Hz, 800 nits of brightness, but I would say that the advantage of this phone is that it's so much cheaper and it's slightly bigger. So it's a cheaper phone than when the A55 originally came out, but it's not a better panel, right? Let me get that out of the way. You're getting an Infinity U display, a little bit of bezel at the bottom. The A55 definitely looks a lot more modern than something like the Galaxy A16. Now you are getting like flat sides on both, but with the A55, this one definitely looks a lot better in my personal opinion. You're getting that standard glass back on the backside, which is really nice. Getting triple camera setups on the backside. The A16 is giving you this plastic back, which definitely feels a lot cheaper. So it's one of those things where like it would make a lot more sense to go and buy something like an A55. That's a better, more premium feeling, premium looking device, and I think that'd be a really good advantage for that type of phone. But on the other side, I think with the A16, it's a much cheaper phone, and it makes it feel like it's a better phone for the price tag in that particular situation as well. So it's kind of an interesting kind of, perplexing thing going on there. Now when it comes down to its wireless charging and other aspects, I mean the A55 does have wireless charging, which is really nice. Now both these phones actually do not support any sort of wireless charging, which is kind of crazy. Not really too sure why that's the case, but that's what ended up happening here. Now beyond that, you are getting the camera setups. A big difference here is that they're both giving you wide and ultra-wide cameras, and they're both giving you macro lenses. But a very big thing you're going to have to keep in mind here is that as far as you kind of need to know, the camera on the Galaxy 55 is better. 4K at 30 on the front and the back. That's not even really like that great of a camera, but it's better than the A16. The A16 is basically giving you only 1080p at 30 on the front and the back. So that is in and of itself somewhat of a disadvantage for that type of device, because if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, the camera is not really going to be as great as something as the Samsung Galaxy A55. So from that side too, that is in and of itself another one of those big things you're going to have to keep in mind there as well. Now on top of that, another big thing to keep in mind here too is the fact that with the Samsung Galaxy A55, this phone is pretty much going to be giving you up to 4 major versions of Android, where the Samsung Galaxy A16 is rated to be giving us up to 6 major versions of Android. So this in and of itself can be another very big difference here. Imagine being able to go through and upgrade to a phone like the Samsung Galaxy, A16, an upgrade in a way, and be able to get a little bit of a better, software longevity there. That in and of itself would be a pretty crazy thing going on there. And once again, I think that in and of itself is a really, really awesome thing going on for that type of device. So from that right there, that's another big thing to keep in mind. Now on top of that, another big thing is its, performance. With the Samsung Galaxy A55, this phone is going to be giving you that Exynos 1480 chipset inside with 6, 8, or 12 gigabytes of RAM, where the Samsung Galaxy A16 is going to be giving you that Exynos 1330 chipset inside with 4, 6, or 8 gigabytes of RAM. So personally for me, as you probably would have expected again, a phone I think like the Samsung Galaxy A55 might be a better performing device if you're comparing the tapped out, spec'd out Galaxy A55 to the spec'd out Galaxy A16. The A55 is probably going to be a more powerful device. It's also going to give you the impression that it is a more expensive phone just because it's going to be giving you that better type of, that better type of display, the 120 Hz, which is another really big thing, but also the fact that it's going to be giving you that, extra RAM. That is in and of itself, I think, a really big thing to keep in mind there too. So this is in and of itself a very big thing to keep in mind there. It's a really good device in and of itself, but when it comes down to it, I don't even think either one of these phones would be the first phones I'd recommend people to buy. And genuinely, I think a device like a Samsung Galaxy, A16 is still good and everything, but probably it makes a lot more sense to go and buy a phone like a Samsung Galaxy, S24, or Samsung Galaxy S24 FE, or Samsung Galaxy S23, or Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, or an S22 or S20. Like, I would recommend a lot of other phones before I'd recommend buying the A55 or A16. I think an S23 FE is a really good option. I'd recommend buying that one. But that's kind of how both these phones kind of compare from that particular situation. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.